Are you planning to vote for Liz Cheney?
Can I cuss? Hell no.
Are you planning to support Liz Cheney?
Absolutely not.
What are your thoughts about Liz Cheney running for a fourth term?
Personally, I think she's had three too many.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Republican politics is a hell of a thing, isn't it? While all politics should be a focused, concerted effort to find the best path forward for our society, Republican politics boils down to nothing more than a pathetic popularity contest, a pageant, not of beauty, but rather of beasts, and a game of brainwashing.
Finish this thing! Let's go!
At Frontier Days in Cheyenne, Wyoming, we found plenty of Republican voters bucking the Cheney name and vowing not to support Congresswoman Liz Cheney for a fourth term. Keep in mind, in 2020, Donald Trump won about 70% of the vote in Wyoming. So Liz Cheney's work on the January 6th investigation isn't playing so well with many Wyoming voters.
She's done us dirty.
How so?
Oh, God. Look at how she's done Trump. I'm a Trump fan. I'm sorry.
So she lost your vote because of her role on the January 6th committee and what she's doing about Trump?
Yes. She's supposed to be supporting him. She's a Republican, for crying out loud.
Because sadly, that's the easy way out. Why apply competency and intelligence when vulgarity and stupidity will suffice? Why attain experience and credentials when the prerequisites for brainwashing are only a poisoned soul and a lack of conscience?
I find her work on the January 6th committee just repulsive.
How do you feel about her work on the January 6th committee and her role?
It's all a hoax. It's all propaganda. Has nothing to do with anything. It's a witch hunt.
Well, she says she's defending what's important to people here in Wyoming, upholding the rule of law, defending the Constitution.
If that was the rule of law, why doesn't he have a defense team in that courtroom? That ain't the rule of law. That's a kangaroo court. That's not the Wyoming way.
She has been an embarrassment. It's a witch hunt.
Are you proud of her for taking on Donald Trump?
No.
It's also their only way out. When your policies are only about advancing personal greed, it makes for a pretty hard product to sell. And so their messages must all be shams and their figureheads all cons. The quintessential objective of Republican politics is how can we fool poor people into voting to make us rich people richer at the poor people's own expense. So over the years, we've seen a full carousel of shady Republican slime balls pushing the mantra of the almighty dollar and selling trickle-down economics as a saving grace for poor white America. None of these people are really much different from one another. It's more or less comes down to the packaging and presentation, the beauty pageant part. They pour millions of dollars into painting their hero of the day as a holy, immaculate, and only savior of mankind. And their foolproof propaganda machine never fails to find some fools to fall for their scams. It wasn't that long ago that Dick Cheney was the said hero, and Liz Cheney had a political career by mere default, a birthright by namesake alone. But now, of course, Donald Trump is the only true savior and hero who can redeem the world from sure corruption. And people you were to worship just yesterday are now old hats. And because Liz Cheney dared to sneak even a single dissenting idea before the current gold cow, the idea that maybe democracy is something that shouldn't be destroyed, she is all of a sudden deemed a witch of unmeasurable evil. And isn't that a laugh? Because these people who hate her now loved her unconditionally just a short time ago. And don't fall for the whole Liz Cheney is a hero bit either. While it's great she can see the boundary lines of democracy itself when Trump followers are blind to it, that has to be the absolute bare minimum. It's the same as someone who witnesses a robbery being lauded for calling 911 instead of pulling out a gun and helping the robbers. Defending democracy should be the bare minimum obligation of every American. Cheney is doing that, and wonderful. I appreciate that. But she has a long way to go towards serving a seat in Congress. The people who are voting Republican right now simply don't have America on their minds or their conscience right now. They've been sold on a personality, a beauty contest, and the Republican Party has dictated that the eyes of their followers behold the putrid orange slime. They've been brainwashed to literally be smitten with Donald Trump. And that's why these people have gone beyond all reason to adore Trump with 100% loyalty. Anyone who speaks an ill word towards him must be wrong, because if loving Trump is wrong, they don't want to be right. That is literally the logic that dictates their thought process. And the same was true of past Republican heroes, even the Cheneys not long ago. That's what proves the brainwashing absolutely. And mark my words, when Trump is behind bars and the propaganda machine is begging you to love Ron DeSantis or the next de facto evil fool the Republican Party wants you to worship, hordes of people will throw their love of Trump into the mud in favor of their next infatuation. It's the natural evolution of the criminal empire known as the Republican politics, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.